Welcome YouTube to another episode of Too Fast Too Duelist, the Speed Duel series where our skill cards are randomly given to us and we only have 20 minutes to build a deck. Afterward we get together to play a best 2 out of 3 match and decide who built the better deck and who got duped harder. For those of you that have been keeping up with the series, you will notice that this is not our standard opening, and that is because after the last couple of episodes we decided that our spins will now be not only just random, but now the other player will no longer see what the other person lands on. This way we should no longer have those sacky games where now that you know what the other person is playing, you either opt to not play the cards that go into that strategy or decide to play all these cards that just completely counter what the other person's trying to do. I think all in all these changes are going to be pretty positive, but let's not hold you guys up, let's just get right into the video. Alright guys, so we had a little bit of a hiccup in terms of recording, so I did record myself spin the wheel. I did land on this skill card. However, I did not catch this until I went to edit this video, but something happened in the recording process and that caused the audio to get completely messed up. I was thinking about just posting it up anyways with the bad audio, but the rest of the video was actually just fine. But because in that clip where I do spin the wheel, I do end up talking quite a bit and I really couldn't just fix the audio. So instead I'm just going to re-record this and just talk about the skill card that I did land on, and that is Intel from the Cosmos. This is a Esparoba skill card. You activate at the start of the duel, you flip this card over. For the effect, your opponent must reveal all cards they draw during the draw phase. So I mentioned this when I spun and landed on this card, that interesting enough that on an episode where we decide that for here on out we're not going to know what the other person is playing, I land on a skill card that allows me to see every time he draws a card. That doesn't completely tell exactly what he's going to be playing. If he ends up drawing on like a typical spell card or trap card, he tends to play a lot of the spells and traps the same, but hopefully whatever he draws is a monster and that will tell me exactly what it is that he's trying to do. If not, his skill card will just tell me immediately. Overall, my thoughts on this skill, I think it is pretty interesting. I don't know how strong it will be, but on the plus side, because I'm not locked into anything, I can build anything that I want to. But that's the skill card that I landed on. Let's go ahead and see what Cody got.
Alright guys, so bear with me here. This is my first time recording this on my own. I have my own version of the wheel in front of me here. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to give her a spin-a-rooney dooney and see what skill I get. Millennium Eye skill card, Maximilian Pegasus. Ooh, this should be fun. This could be fun, especially since now Dakota's not going to know what I'm playing, but I also don't know what he's going to be playing, so let's go. I'll see you after deck building. Alright guys, so we are back after the 20 minutes of deck building, and since you don't know yet what exactly my skill does, why don't we start there? So you saw in my self-recording, my skill is Millennium Eye, the Pegasus skill. It activates whenever I flip this over to activate the skill. For the effect, at the start of the duel, look at your opponent's opening hand, and then you can choose to have the player shuffle their hand into the deck and draw a new hand if you want to. But if both players use the skill at the same time, the turn player resolves their skill first. So I do think it's funny that we started doing this after your guys' suggestions and a lot of thought on our part to record these separately so that we don't know what each other's playing. And then I immediately started off with the skill that lets me see exactly what Dakota's playing. Hopefully I can use that to my advantage. But now for the actual deck, because it's Pegasus, I decided, you know what, why not? I'll play Ritual, specifically Relinquished. Going into the deck list now, I've got 2 Djinn Deserier of Rituals. The Djinns can be used as ritual material from the graveyard, however they both gain effects, or they both give the ritual monster effects if used for the ritual summon. The Deserier, if he's used, makes the ritual monster unaffected by trap effects. And Prognosticator makes it so that every time I inflict battle damage to my opponent with that ritual monster, they discard 1 card from their hand. One sends you 1,000 hands to add a ritual monster from deck to hand on normal or flip summon. Sonic Bird does the same thing, but it's for a ritual spell card from deck to hand. The big brick in my deck, 2,000 Eyes Idol, because, you know, just to not play into Relinquished alone, I am also playing the 1,000 Eyes package, if you want to call it that. Relinquished is here. He's the star of the show, so if anybody doesn't know, once per turn I can target a monster my opponent controls and equip it to Relinquished, max of 1 monster. Relinquished attack and defense become equal to the monster's attack, and if Relinquished will be destroyed by battle, you destroy the equipped monster instead. But while equipped with that monster, any battle damage I take from battles involving this card inflicts equal effect damage to the opponent. Next up, 3 copies of Black Illusion Ritual to summon Relinquished, Galaxy Cyclone for 1 back row removal, Draining Shield to help keep me alive a little bit. Drop off is here, so I wanted to do something a little cheeky. Since my strategy with my skill involves me seeing Dakota's opening hand, and Relinquish is here to absorb monsters, and Prognosticator also rips cards from hand if I can use him effectively with Relinquished. I figured why not add some more hand control to it, and we'll play two copies of Drop Off, so during the draw phase I can play this and then Dakota has to discard the card he just drew. Finally, because I'm not main decking any of the fusion stuff, I am playing one copy of Waking the Dragon, so that if he is playing back or removal, I can go into Thousand Eyes that way. Side deck though, I have my fusion set up. I have Fusion Recycling Plant, 3 copies to see my 1 copy of Polymerization there, 2 copies of Lost Wind as well. So if he's special summoning monsters, I can sub this in. You saw it used against me 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, I forget what it was. But basically I can target a special summon monster on the field, negate its effects and half its attack. And the extra deck is just 3 copies of Thousand Eyes. It is similar to Relinquished, but he's better, honestly. Other monsters on the field cannot change battle positions or attack. He can also target a monster to make it equip him to him. He gains attack and defense of that monster, but if this card will be destroyed in battle, I can destroy the monster instead. Essentially, starting off, it's a Relinquished ritual deck. Going into game 2 or 3, it might turn into a Thousand Eyes fusion deck. We'll see how it goes, but I've decided to play full Pegasus with the skill. Let's get out there and let's get some hand knowledge.
All right, guys, the 20 minutes is up and here is my deck. So because of my skill, I can pretty much play anything that I want to. I get to peek at whatever it is that he draws for the most part. So I get to kind of just do anything that I want. I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to do. I was actually leaning towards the burn cards originally, but I've done that before. You guys seen it before. I try to go away from that, but I think what I did come up with is actually pretty cool. So the deck overall is Beast and Beast Warrior monsters. We are playing the 1 Koala just to get a little bit of burn damage in there. It's either this is going to get the ball rolling in terms of ending the game, or it will just end the game because the rest of the deck can kind of just do the damage for me. We're playing 2 Voltic Kong, mostly just playing him. 1, he's a beast. He's got 1800 attack. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, send 1 card from the top of your opponent's deck to the graveyard for each light monster you control. Milling isn't really that good of an effect, but if the game goes for a while, if he is playing a stall strategy, deck out could be a win con for us. Next, we have 3 Enraged Battle Ox. So this card's actually pretty cool. It's 1700 attack, but it makes all my Beast Warriors, and Winged Beast do piercing battle damage. Next, we have the Green Baboon. When a face-up beast monster you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard while this card is in your hand or graveyard, I can pay 1,000 life points to special summon this card. Next, we have Sea Koala. This is just a target to go into for the giant rat, but Sea Koala allows me to target a monster my opponent has and make its attack 0, but I do have to control another beast in order to use this effect. Next, we have the giant rat just to float into another giant rat or the koala. For the spells, we have Spiritual Forest. So I played this card before. It's a continuous spell that makes all my beast warrior, or plant monsters, which is kind of weird. If they were to be destroyed, it is not destroyed at least once. So if he wants to out my beast monsters, he has to try to destroy them twice. Next, we have Tenki, another continuous spell, but on activation, I get to add a level 4 or lower Beast Warrior, which is going to be the Battle Ox. But it also makes my Beast Warriors gain 100 attack, making the Battle Ox 18 instead of 17. Plus, this also stacks, so if I get 2 of these on the field, he actually gets buffed by 200, not just 100. Next, we have Book of Moon. This is a way for me to play around some battle traps, put my monsters face down, or to put his monsters face down, buy myself a turn. Shrink to cut his monsters in half. Foolish, this is to turbo out the baboon if it's in my deck still, into the graveyard. That way it's live. Finally, 1 Mage Power, because I'm playing potential back row that I can actually set, and the Spiritual Forest or the Tanky that's going to always just stay face up on the field. Equipping my Battle Ox or one of my other beasts with the Battle Ox with Mage Power buffs it like crazy, and the fact that all my beasts will then do piercing damage is pretty cool. For the side deck, we have Crossout. This is because I don't know what he's playing, but Cody tends to set monsters a lot, so we're putting this in there. Tribute to the Doom, because this can actually out set monsters or face up monsters just in case. Next, we have 2 Adhesion Trap Hole. So if he's also playing an aggressive type of deck, when he summons a monster, I can cut that monster in half. For the extra deck, we're just playing dragon targets. I'm not playing it, but he doesn't know that. So that's the deck. I think overall this actually looks pretty cool. I'm curious what it is that he brought to the table, what his skill card has for us. Hopefully my skill will actually come in handy to where I get to slightly peek at what it is that he's playing. Yeah, I think this deck is cool, and I'm ready to get into the games. All right, buddy. Game 1, 20 minutes is up. How was that experience for you?
I spent basically the entire 20 minutes up until you said 8 seconds left.
I did some test hands when we still had like a couple minutes left. I wanted to change some stuff around, and it was pretty much like 30 seconds left is when I just was like, it's just gonna have to be what it is.
I didn't even get the test hands, so we'll see how it goes.
This will be definitely interesting. Going in blind, not knowing what the other person is playing, none of those sacky tech cards anymore.
Shall we get into it?
Well, we shall. Let me go ahead, roll the die. Ooh, there we go.
Paper beats rock. I'm gonna go first.
Okay. I'm expecting to see some trap cards in my future. So I actually have to activate mine right away.
Okay, so do I, but mine gives me priority. Millennium Eye.
At the start of the duel, look at your opponent's opening hand. You may choose to have the player shuffle their hand in the deck and draw a new hand if both players use the skill. Wait.
The turn player resolves their skill first. What's your skill?
I get to see what you draw.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's annoying. How did we like... How the hell did we pair this up?
I don't know, man. I was even saying during the wheel, I was like, oh yeah, we're no longer going to see what the other person's playing anymore, so we'll have to be more careful when it comes to deck building. And then I leaned on this and I was like, oh, I get to see what you're playing anyway.
You get to see everything I'm playing.
Yeah, you get to see what I'm playing now too. So here's...
No, I only get to see your opening hand.
Yeah, but you're gonna maybe get some information in here, man.
I would hope so.
So here's my hand.
Oh, fuck.
What? My first word.
Beast Warriors. Yeah, I'm gonna make you re-roll. Just because.
Oh, let's reset my hand.
Yeah, put your hand back, shuffle, draw 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Like, oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
Maybe.
Yeah. A standby to main.
All good.
I'll set a monster. I'll pass.
We're going to activate Spiritual Forest. Remember this card, bud?
I remember you playing it, but not what it does. Oh, yeah. It protects your monsters.
We're going to summon the Enraged Battle Ox.
I summon Enraged Battle Ox.
I'm going to set one.
If it attacks the defense, you get piercing battle damage.
Correct. What?
That's 1400. That's 1400.
Rituals. Are you playing Relinquish?
It's up to you to find out.
I guess that's my turn.
You're gonna see what I draw, so
It'd just be like the exact same card I killed. Draining Shield. Oh man, that contradicts what I'm trying to do.
stand by to main.
All good.
I'll set a monster.
Sure.
I'll set a back row.
Yep.
Pass turn.
I will draw. Let's summon another one. Battle. Swinging.
Yeah. So that's another 15.
Oh, sweet dude. I'm getting in. Attack.
I'll do draining shield on that one.
I will chain Shrink on my own battle ox.
Okay, so I will gain 850.
Correct. And I will pass.
Stand by to main.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot to reveal that.
Oh yeah. Was that your draw?
It was.
Oh, look who's back on it.
Whoops. You're never gonna hit that now, are you?
No, I'm not. Oh, he's passing. Draw. Stand by to main. We'll just do this now. Well, Foolish Burial.
I mean, is this necessary? You know exactly what my set is. You know you have lethal.
I dumped the defender. Battle.
Yep.
Attack my pissed off ox. All right, here we go.
Man.
That was sick. Game 2, bud. That was quick.
It was. I'm gonna go second this time.
Okay. You don't want me to have the battle phase?
Free. Show your hand.
Yeah, there you go.
Piece of shit. Yeah, that's fine. You can keep it.
Okay, I'll keep that. We're going to activate the forest. We will activate Tenki. I will search for the battle ox. I'll set a card and back to you.
I have a wild feeling I know what that is.
What's your draw? Another Jin.
Stand by main.
All good.
Let's set one.
Sure.
I'm gonna set a monster.
Sure.
Then I'm gonna activate Black Illusion Ritual, sending my prognosticator from hand to special summon Relinquished.
Sure.
Then I will use Relinquished effect to take your monster.
There you go.
Well, that will end my turn.
All right. I will draw. We'll go standby. Anything?
Nope.
Main phase. So the way that this should play out is I can activate Book of Moon on the Relinquish.
Okay.
And then that should have the equip then fall off. And then we will, from here, I'm going to normal summon the giant rat. We'll go battle. And I'll attack Relinquished.
Okay.
And I will pass. Polymerization. Oh, you're playing. Wait, what? The fusion. Oh, wait, Thousand Eyes. That's what it is.
Thousand Eyes. Waking the Dragon was an insurance policy. In case I couldn't get that.
I was thinking of Millennium Eyes for a second. I was like, there's no way.
Standby main.
All good.
Your move.
Oh, shit. All right. We'll go standby to main. We'll summon the Battle Ox. I'll go battle. And I will swing with, I guess, the Ox. He has 18 attack.
So I'll take 15, followed by another 15.
No, this is 14. The tanky only works on.
Doesn't count.
Yeah, it's only Beast Warriors. And that's my turn. Oh, dude, no. Oh, man. Let's go, Enrage Battle Ox.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. So what were you trying to pull off here? Was your idea that you landed on a Pegasus card, so you're just gonna play the Pegasus cards?
Kind of just focusing on Relinquished.
Yeah.
I sided out pretty much all of my trap cards after seeing your skill.
Oh,
because
right.
like, what's the point of setting trap cards? You know what they are.
I don't know, to keep you alive.
So that's when I sided in my fusion recycling plant and my poly, because I was like, well, because originally I only had Waking the Dragon as my way to go into Thousand Eyes, but after seeing your skill, I was like, well, I'll bring the rest of the shit in. I'll get rid of my trap cards, because the only trap card I had that would have kept me alive per se was the Draining Shield. So I was like, I'll try to go heavy into the fusion. That way he can't attack and he's forced to out the monster first through back row, which, I mean, you had Book of Moon, so you could have. That combined with like Jin Prognosticator, I thought was good with Relinquished, because not only do I get to steal your monsters and potentially cause damage to you for it, or Thousand Eyes lock you down, but with Prognosticator, I can also make you discard a card from your hand. And when I already know what your opening hand is early on, that could be very beneficial. I had drop off too.
Is it just drop off that's in Speed Duels, or do they have any of the
I
other
didn't
ones?
see Time Seal or anything.
Because there's Time Seal, drop off, and then there's drastic drop off.
Yeah, I didn't see drastic either, but I might have missed it. I don't know. But yeah, drop off was what I picked up.
Well, in that case, it worked out for me because I went full aggro with my deck.
Yeah, I see that. You went full turbo and I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, I figured like I did want to try to get trap cards in here, but because I'm trying to always push the game forward, not trying to stay alive or like stall or whatever, the Spiritual Forest kind of offers itself as like a stall card. Yeah, I didn't really know what to play because as you can see from my skill card, it's also pretty generic. You can pretty much like do anything that you want. Originally, I had like 3 koalas in here, and then I started leaning away from that once I started putting the other pieces in this together. But yeah, the idea was like I could play 3 of the Battle Locks. I could buff it with the tanky and also search it with the tanky. It's protected by the Spiritual Forest. I can also do protection through like Book of Moon, increase damage with the Shrink. The giant rat will float only into either another giant rat, or I can summon the sea koala, which I can then use on my turn if you have like a big guy. I ended up siding into the nobleman as soon as I saw that you were setting a lot. I know your goal isn't to set these cards really, but like the fact that you are setting, it's like, well, they're coming in.
Yeah, I was forced into setting because of how fast you were able to like aggro and gain bodies on the board that not only are bigger than mine, but do piercing or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Baboon's just really cool. I know like it kind of contradicts with like the Spiritual Forest because you kind of want your stuff to get popped so you can special him from the hand or grave. But at the same time, I saw it as like, if he is playing a certain strategy that is a bit aggressive, he would have to try to out the monster twice. And then even if he does go through all that effort, now he has to deal with the baboon that he also has to out twice. First episode and doing this blind. I feel like for the most part, we actually picked like pretty casual decks.
Mine was definitely more casual. I think yours was more filthy casual. I know yours had some stank on it.
This was cool. The beast stuff.
Mine was more like I'm the kid that shows up to locals who hasn't played like, you know, YuGiOh in 15 years. And
yeah.
Is Blue Eyes still relevant? You know, that guy.
You got your cards not sleeved in a rubber band.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, so that'll do it for another episode of Too Fast, Too Duelists. This is our first one where we're doing separate recordings so that we don't know each other's skills coming in. There have been some technical hiccups, but bear with us. We will get better at it as time goes on. If you like what you saw here, feel free to leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. That'll do it for us. Catch you next week for some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling. Peace out.
See you guys.
Kaiba boy, you haven't changed. You were always so easily riled up.
I'm not easily riled up.
Then you won't mind me telling you that once I win this duel, I plan to turn Kaiba Corp into a company that specializes in children's trading cards.
It already does
For
that.
actual children.
How dare you!